And welcome back. So now we want to talk about the magnetosphere of the Earth. So this is the area of the Earth that is protected by Earth's magnetic field. And so in a previous lesson we talked about what causes the Earth's magnetic field. And so it originates in the outer core of the Earth where you've got liquid iron and nickel going around and around because the Earth is rotating, and in doing so it causes a magnetic field. And you can see that the magnetic field is coming out of the North Pole and then going back around and then coming back in the South Pole. And this is very important because this protects us against particle radiation coming in from the sun. So the light radiation, X-rays, gamma rays, and ultraviolet light, that is being stopped by the various layers of the atmosphere. So the ionosphere is stopping the X-rays and gamma rays, and then the stratosphere was stopping the ultraviolet light, but you still have what's referred to as particle radiation. So this would be things like electrons and protons that are being blown off the sun in its solar wind. And so this is it's very bad because we talked about, for example, on Mars. Mars doesn't have an atmosphere because it's been blown away by the solar wind. And the reason why it's been blown away is because Mars doesn't have a magnetic field. So Earth does, so that protects us from this particle radiation, which could be very deadly if it managed to get through, and also it would erode the atmosphere of the Earth. So there is a video that you can watch called Earth's Magnetic Shield by NOVA, and it's on YouTube. And then I also did want to mention, you see those green crescent things? Well, those green crescent things actually surround the Earth itself, and this is going to be called the Van Allen radiation belts. And so it's going to be a place where this incoming particle radiation is going to be trapped in the magnetic field of the Earth. Now, some of that, though, it does go around the Van Allen radiation belts, and then it spirals in along the magnetic field lines, and then that's again going to be auroras. So that's when you're going to see your auroras. But the Van Allen radiation belts are a place where this radiation is kind of trapped by the magnetic field, and people in NASA were very concerned about it, because when we had to send astronauts to the moon, the spaceship would have to travel through the Van Allen radiation belts in order to get there. So they had to put on more shielding on the capsule in order to protect the astronauts. But there is a story about a group of astronauts that did go through the Van Allen radiation belts, but they weren't as well protected, and they all got irradiated by these cosmic rays that were coming in. And so when they got back to Earth, one of them was so irradiated that he caught on fire. And another one found that when he would move his arm, he could stretch it long distances. He became very stretchy. And then there was another one who could project force fields, and then she could become invisible. Well, I'm really talking about the Fantastic Four. But the point is that that's how they got their superpowers, was as a result of this radiation that was coming in. It's comics. Okay. So in our next segment, we're going to talk about how does the sun heat up the atmosphere. So I'll see you there.